Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monkey Gland podcast with Anthony and Kade. We're here and starting our first episode today.
Yeah, starting again. This is our first episode again.
Our second first episode.
This is our second first episode.
Official first episode for the official podcast now.
Right.
We're
and
officially
next we will record
off.
The second episode.
Yeah. And then our first episode will be... Should we leave that a secret?
No, I think we can talk about it.
Okay, our first episode that we truly recorded, we will we'll release that as a bonus episode
at some point.
Yeah,
it was almost a year ago that we recorded.
Was it almost a year ago?
Yeah, it was the very beginning of 2020. Now it's almost December.
Awesome.
So it's been like 11 months.
It's been a while, and we've done a lot of stuff.
We have a lot to talk about.
We kind of procrastinated with our first episode.
Yeah, the original podcast was never released because we didn't have cover art. And a lot of other things, it didn't take off. But
we're excited. Work out.
Yeah,
and it didn't work out back for a good reason, I guess. Because we're coming back and we're strong-minded and we're gonna get this one out there, 100%.
Yeah, and we have a I don't want to say proper, but we have a set.
We do have a set.
This is our podcast set right now.
Nobody has to know what's behind the camera.
It's beautiful behind the camera.
It is
There's
beautiful.
Professional lighting. There's a whole crew of people.
It is.
We have hundreds of workers back there slaving away to give us perfect
audio.
audio.
We're in the biggest studio in Henderson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably like the second biggest already just by being one room.
I guess so. Yeah, not a lot of people have a studio.
No.
Most people don't even have a camera setup for their podcast.
Well, yeah, I wonder how many podcasts are from Henderson right now.
I wouldn't say a lot.
I wouldn't think a lot because there's like 20,000 people that live in this city. How many people actually have a podcast?
I thought it was a little less than that. Or is it about 20,000?
It might be like 18. I think it's like 20, 22.
I know Evansville's like, around like...
120, I think.
120 or so, something like that. I knew they were like right at 100 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's besides the point,
So anyway, we're from small town. Small town
guys.
Big city guy over here lives in Lexington now, so he's, still part of the crew though.
I am. I've always been a part of the crew.
And all of our workers behind the camera right now are from Henderson, presumably. We've never met them. They're just here to work.
They're monkeys.
Right. You're right. They're monkeys.
They're monkeys, man.
They're monkeys, because this is the Monkey Gland podcast. And should we go ahead and talk about Monkey Glandgents, or should we save that?
That's what we save it for, a Monkey Glandgent.
Okay, and then we'll explain.
You guys will hear about Monkey Glandgents here soon in this podcast episode.
Yeah, you'll know.
But what should we start talking about first, man? Just the...
I mean, I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be into it.
Right. Know? They don't know that we're coming back. And this is the first. This is the first for them.
This is the first episode.
But we're excited to be actually for real this time. Whenever we first started, we were acting like we were for real.
Right. We thought we were. I thought we were.
I thought we were too. But I kind of procrastinated on the whole getting the episode out there.
The uploading is more. There's more to it than you would think.
It is a bunch. So I kind of struggled with that, and I just put it off to the side for a long, long time. But we've been through a lot since then.
Yeah.
We've started up new ventures together.
Mm-hmm.
We've been hanging out a lot more. So yeah.
Yeah, and that other episode, the first one, it is actually better than I thought it was.
It's super good.
We just listened to it
right before we were recording this one. I was surprised on how funny it was and how it I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but it was just a good episode.
It was good. Yeah.
It was really good.
We were laughing at our own jokes,
and we're excited to put it out there. We're really excited for it.
I think it's not going to be something that we're like, oh, look at how terrible this first episode was. It's going to be like, this was a little goofy and awkward at first, but it was. But look at this first episode from a year ago.
Yeah, I think. And it's a good first episode.
Yeah.
Even though we're not going to be putting it out there
as
for our first episode.
Right.
It's a good one. It really is. And it's way better than I thought it would be. For our first recording
and ever. It sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
This mic that you have sounds good.
Yeah, no, it sounds really good.
And eventually, you guys are getting a look into... you guys on YouTube anyway are getting a look. The other ones, the rest of you are getting a proverbial look. That's actually just a listen, but into what this podcast is beginning as.
Exactly.
Eventually, we're gonna have a grandiose setup and everything.
It's gonna be baller.
Right. Exactly.
It's gonna be a baller setup.
Let's not be shy here. It's gonna be baller.
It's gonna be a baller setup, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have.
We're both gonna have our own separate mics, and it's gonna be awesome.
And we'll have a mic for guests.
Our own Monkey Gland sign in the background.
Yeah. We have plans, some of which we'll keep secret. Maybe some of them we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But we have great plans for the growth of this podcast.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And we each have some more experience into content creation.
Yeah.
And internet presence at this point.
Right. Whenever we first started streaming, or first started recording that first episode, that we're not going to put as our first episode.
But when we came up with the podcast.
Right, yeah. I was streaming at that point.
Right.
Not as like hardcore as I am now, but now that we're both doing it, which we are now both streaming.
We both stream on Twitch.
On Twitch.
Pretty much all the time.
Like daily or at least every other day. Anthony tends to stream more than me.
Yeah, I stream pretty much daily.
Daily. I try to stream as much as I can.
This will be the first Saturday that I haven't streamed since I started, probably.
Just Monkey Gland.
Because I've been doing Monkey Gland stuff all day. Getting this podcast ready, which I'm super excited about.
Oh, yeah.
And we have each had a couple people in our chats on Twitch that we've told about the Monkey Gland.
Right, yeah.
Said they would be
people are excited about our podcast.
Yeah, and we haven't even mentioned it much.
Yeah, we've told people that we're going to start to get it up.
Mm-hmm. People haven't seen the cover art yet, but they know the name.
Right, the cover art's amazing. You guys are
Monkey
gonna
Gland
love it.
podcast.
You guys do love it. You guys see it right now.
Right, you're probably looking directly into those monkeys, into their horrifying eyes.
Yeah, they're amazing. I guess we could talk about the cover art.
Yeah,
if we wanted to.
We could. So one of the big reasons that we never put up the podcast before was that we didn't have cover art.
Right, which I said I was going to make cover art, but again, I procrastinated.
Right, just didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
But we didn't want it to be like just an audio file with like the default background.
No, that just couldn't happen. We have higher standards.
Right, you couldn't be proud of that hardly.
No, definitely not.
And the cover art now is not amazing. It's no Mona Lisa.
No, it's not. But
let's be real.
It's unique in its own way.
I think,
and I'm glad we did it the way we did it in the first time, just because it's gonna be meaningful to us. I think.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, this cover art I actually made by drawing all this stuff on paper.
Yeah, you did. The first drawing was like, I didn't think that like what we have now would have came out of that drawing.
Right.
But it turned out beautiful. You did an awesome job on it.
Thank you.
Anthony basically solely made the cover art with a little bit of my opinion, but he's the mastermind behind the creation of it.
The mastermind. Well, one day we'll have it remastered or something.
Yeah, we can have it remastered and add stuff, at if we were talking about maybe making seasons for the podcast.
Right.
Maybe add some different cool things each season.
Mm-hmm.
So something different, something for people to
and we can see what people think about that,
right?
And they can give we'd love to hear some input on
definitely
what you think of the cover art and what, or just the podcast in general.
Definitely, yeah.
Where you think we can go, because we do want to have guests on, but we're not starting with we're not
first couple episodes. We kind of just want to do our regular duo here.
Right.
And then slowly we'll work into bringing some cool guests in, some fun people that we want you guys to meet.
Which is going to start with like friends and family.
Friends and family, right.
But, eventually maybe we'll have some guests that we've never met. Who knows? I've
already been talking to Elon. He's ready.
Right.
He's ready to be on.
As we referenced in our original.
You guys will eventually hear about our... It was an amazing podcast. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it was surprising. The first 5 minutes were a little shaky.
They were. Yeah, the first I was
just
truly like getting into the podcasting.
Right.
I was a little nervous, a little on the edge, but
like by 10 minutes in though, we're like, it's pretty.
You notice that you're not actually talking to people. Like I'm more chill talking to my live stream, and I know I'm live.
Right. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
But for
There's
some reason,
more pressure here,
it's more pressure. I don't know why.
It's almost like higher value.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I understand. But yeah, I feel like talking to my stream is just a whole lot easier than the first time we recorded on our first podcast.
Right.
That first 5 minutes at least. And then as soon as we got deeper and deeper into it, it was just so much easier.
Yeah.
We were talking about all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Which you guys will. Yeah, we're not going to spoil it.
We won't spoil it too much.
You guys will hear all about that if you guys want to.
Which you will.
You will. You guys will want to.
You do.
It's going to be an amazing listen for you guys. And we can't wait for your guys' feedback on all of our episodes.
Yeah. I've just started up all of our social medias and stuff just today. Which, by the way, Monkey Gland Pod on pretty much everything. Monkey Gland Podcast on YouTube.
And then, was it Monkey Gland Pod
at Gmail?
At Gmail, if you want to ask us any questions. I mean, you can also ask us any questions at Instagram.
But if you have anything you want to send us,
right? Yeah.
You know, other than like spam or like
bombs, appreciation posts, appreciation posts and stuff like that.
Yeah, just whatever you do. That's if you want to reach us. That's how you do it.
It doesn't matter any of them you choose. Those are some options.
Actually, it matters. We just won't tell you which ones. Well, there's one of them that we will never check, and we won't tell you which one.
Yeah, right. And we'll never tell you what the name is or.
Right, but if you're watching right now, then you know what it is on YouTube. But other than that, it's Monkey Gland Podcast everywhere as far as consuming the podcast directly.
Yeah.
Monkey Gland Pod on anywhere there's social media, which we might put clips up on Instagram or Twitter or whatever.
We definitely will. Maybe even dive into the TikTok world. Even though Anthony,
that one's up to you.
Anthony is not a very big fan of TikTok, but
I'm not. But I don't know. That one's all you, man.
I think we will. I think
I'll give you free reign on TikTok.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely.
You're the TikTok master.
Okay, I'm not TikTok master.
He's the TikTok master. I set up the Instagram and Twitter and stuff. You get to set up the TikTok and your full reign until we'll have one of the monkeys take over.
The monkeys, okay, yeah.
All the monkeys will post.
Yeah, the monkeys will post for us.
Who are doing a great job being quiet, by the way, right now. The monkeys aren't screeching or howling back there.
Yeah, they're doing good. Even though there's a massive pile of cleanliness. It's clean.
The massive pile of cleanliness, yeah.
It's clean.
Well, they are flinging poo, but they're monkeys. If they were doing anything,
it disappears just as about to hit, so you never hear it.
Right. They're good with that.
They are good.
They have a lot of talent.
There's hundreds of them back there.
Yeah. Well, this is actually a massive warehouse that we're in. It's not this tiny little second bedroom of my apartment or duplex.
No, never.
No, it's actually a huge warehouse, massive production facility behind the camera.
$1 million camera.
Yeah,
$1 million mic, as you know.
Right. Well, you can already tell that. And you can check us out for the full video podcast on YouTube. If you want to. If not, that's fine to listen wherever you listen.
Right. I know some people like listening on, just Apple Podcasts, Spotify. There's the normal podcast deal that everybody does, but a lot of people like the visuals. So
I like visuals, but when I listen to podcasts, it's usually at work or in the car.
Right. Same here.
So
car is pretty much 100% to 90 to 100% of the time I listen to podcasts. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I listen to them at work a lot. Do you want to talk about podcasts that you like?
We can.
Just real quick?
Yeah. So, the podcasts that I listen to, which we did talk about this in the first episode, but I listen to Rhett and Link's Ear Biscuits, which is...
Which you've probably heard of.
Which you've probably heard of. And then, which is just them, best friends since they were little.
30 years or 35
They just tell a little bit about themselves and stories and... just what they've been through together. I listen to that. I listen to Office Ladies, which is hosted by Angela Kinsey and Jenna Fisher. Basically the two main female characters in the show The Office. They just kind of go behind the scenes in some of the episodes of The Office and tell them their experiences and their writing experiences with their cast and crew. And I just thought it was interesting because, Office is like one of my favorite shows along with The Walking Dead. So that's one. And then I listened to one that Anthony got me into, What Say You, which I'll let you talk about more about that since you got me into it.
Yeah, What Say You is great. But I did want to ask you, Jenna Fisher is Pam. I know
Jenna Fisher's Pam. Angela Kinsey is Angela.
Oh, okay. So
her name is Angela. She got to keep her name.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, podcasts I listen to. I listen sometimes to Ear Biscuits, Rhett and Link like we were just talking about.
Yeah.
I listen mostly to The Weekly Planet, which is a great podcast. It's really funny, but it's mostly topical. Like they talk about movies and comic books and stuff. But it's you might have heard of Mr. Sunday Movies on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
He's his YouTube stuff is great, but a lot of it comes from the podcast. They take the audio clips out and then they have a guy edit Ben from Canada.
Right.
They have him edit a lot of great like visuals over the top, and they talk about like old movies or new movies also, and comic books and video games and random crap.
Yeah, I think you showed me some of that stuff on our trip.
I probably have. Yeah.
On our trip, you were watching it in the morning, and I was asking you about it.
Yeah, no, I was. I was watching the Transformers series they did, which was really funny.
Yeah.
They like tear the Transformers movies apart, pretty much.
Right. Speaking of, we did go on a trip to Florida.
Yeah, we did. We should mention that, and maybe we can post if we get into some of it, we can post some pictures.
Yeah, we can post some pictures. I got some little videos, you know.
Right. But yeah, my parents have a place down in Florida that me and some buddies went and stayed at.
Right.
Over the summer. I don't remember. Was it July?
It was the end of July.
End of July, 2020.
Yeah, it was actually like the end of July into like the 1st of August.
Okay, that sounds right. Man, that seems like it was longer ago than that, though.
I know.
You know, it's
actually pretty close. Yeah, it was not far, too far back.
It was just a few months ago. It was like how much time did we spend on the road? Like 16 hours, you think?
15 hours each time.
15.
Yeah, yeah. We went from like we left at like 6 the first morning or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
6 and then got there at like 9.
Late. Yeah, it felt late though.
It was late. We were pretty tired, but we kind of just showed us around when we got there. But no, his parents' place in Florida is amazing. And
we had a blast.
We had a blast, man. That was like one of the best vacations I've had in a long time. So, big shout out to Anthony and his parents for
to Pinky Toe Fisher,
Pinky Toe Fisher, and Big Fat Mama 6.
Big Fat Mama 6. That's my parents. Pinky Toe Fisher and Big Fat Mama 6. They're gonna be super glad that that's their eternal internet presence.
Right. They no longer have to be known as their IRL names.
As their real names. No. Right. We'll have to make them like remake Twitters and stuff as Pinky Toe Fisher,
Pinky Toe Fisher, and Big Fat Mama 6. Those are brilliant names.
They really are.
They are, man.
And you know what? My dad's. There's a story behind Pinky Toe Fisher.
You've told me this, but you should.
It's a really good story, but maybe I should save it for him to tell sometime. I don't know.
Maybe if he wants to be on the podcast one day, I'd save it.
I don't know. Maybe I should just say it though. Maybe I should.
You guys could always talk about it again.
Right. So I'll just tell you the story real quick of Pinky Toe Fisher. Why it's that. But when I first started streaming on Twitch, you know, I was like telling my family I was trying to get to affiliate and stuff, so you need 50 follows for that. So a couple of my family members, including my parents, made a Twitch account, but they didn't tell me that they were making one or what it was going to be called.
Right.
So the way that Twitch works, you know, you're live and you see it pop up in the feed like who followed you, and you know say thanks whoever just followed me. Well, you don't say it like that. You read the name.
Right.
And you say thanks to them. So my parents thought it'd be funny to give themselves weird names and see if I could know it was them without telling me. You know.
Oh, I mean? Okay. So
they didn't tell me they were following.
You didn't tell me that part, which is really cool.
Yeah, they didn't tell me they were following. They didn't tell me what their names were or anything.
Gotcha.
So I just read it. Pinky Toe Fisher, I think, was first.
Yeah, and you had to have known right off the bat, right?
I knew right. They thought I wouldn't be able to guess it because it's so random. They thought it wouldn't pop into my mind, but I knew right off the bat because there's this guy named Fred who fishes with his pinky toe. He does like ice fishing. This is a story my dad used to tell me as a bedtime story when I was a little kid.
Right, yeah.
So he uses his pinky toe, which is real long, like as long as your pinky finger at least, and it's got no bones in it. So it's all floppy like a worm.
Oh, yeah.
So Fred dunks his toe into like the ice, and then the fish come up and bite on his dangly pinky toe, and he rips it out of the water and he catches fish. So that's Fred's
That's a true story.
Presumably, yeah.
Presumably,
I never specifically asked, but presumably it's a true story. So, the story of Fred and his pinky toe fishing abilities, and you know, I don't know if my dad remembered that his name was Fred or not. I know my dad remembered the story.
But you remembered his name was Fred.
I remember his name was Fred. But he uses that big flaccid pinky toe to just dunk in the water and catch all kinds of stuff. So, when my dad followed me, I said hello, or I said, you know, I saw it pop up in the feed.
Right.
Like in the activity feed that only I see. Mm-hmm. And thanks for the follow, Pinky Toe Fisher. And as soon as I said it, I just started cracking up. Like I knew. Yeah. They didn't think I would be able to know.
And what do you think about Big Fat Mama 6?
Well, that one was funny because for a different reason. Because you can't ask your mom if she's Big Fat Mama. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I couldn't, like Pinky Toe Fisher, I knew it was my dad. Uh-huh. But Big Fat Mama 6, like I can't go to my mom and accuse her of being Big Fat Mama. Because
she's going to be... What are you trying to say, Anthony?
Right, you can't accuse your mother of being Big Fat Mama 6.
Right.
So that was an expert name just because...
It was.
For like a couple of weeks, I think,
You didn't know it was your mom?
I didn't know.
I didn't know at all.
I didn't really think too much about it.
Until you told me one day.
But I saw her in there like 2 or 3 times in the chat over the course of a couple of weeks.
Right.
Big Fat Mama 6.
So when did you figure it out? That was her.
Well, after I saw her a couple times in there, I figured it's probably her.
Because the way she talked to you? Or
kind of. Because I'm like, who's Big Fat Mama 6? Why is she popping up and just like saying a few things? Like she's clearly keeping in the loop just a little bit.
Right, yeah.
But not saying a lot like a normal Twitch viewer would. She's just popping up and saying, hello, Big Fat Mama 6 is here or whatever.
Right.
So I don't know. I just kind of put it together. And then one time I was talking to her when I was playing The Witcher. I was talking to Big Fat Mama 6 in the chat. And just the way she was typing and stuff, I could tell for sure. Like, it was my mom, was Big Fat Mom 6.
Yeah, you could just tell that it was her, which is pretty cool. Yeah, but our Twitch journey has been pretty cool. I'm glad we're getting a little bit into Twitch and just content creation in general.
Yeah, my house right now, which we're not at, by the way. We're at my production facility warehouse, the $500 million facility.
$500 million facility.
But whenever I go back to my place, all the furniture is in the wrong place. It is all a mess.
It's pretty cool though,
Yeah, you can tell.
He's moved his house around to fit his content creation.
Yeah. And you can tell.
That he cares about for sleeping purposes is his room.
Yeah. My bed is in the same spot. As long as I can get to my bed and lay down, the rest of the house is just turned into a studio/office right now. Which cool,
reminds me, I wonder if our pizza guy, I guess we'll release his name. I wonder what he thought about it. If he took a look, or has he came in and looked at it?
No, he hasn't been. Nobody's been in my house hardly for like a long time, other than you.
Right, but Bryce and them have.
Yeah, but
not really.
It was mostly normal. It was before I moved around the living room.
Oh, okay.
That was when I was still streaming from the couch.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes I have IRL streams and I have some buddies over and we'll do like liquor tasting and like bartending stuff, mostly, and then we'll just like talk. Well, it essentially turns into a podcast, really. It boils down to just talking.
It kind of is.
Just telling stories.
Sometimes you're actually doing, it's liquor and whatnot.
Right, most of the time it's an actual thing, but then the last like hour usually turns into
on the couch.
Essentially just a podcast.
Right.
But it's not because it's live. We're still interacting with the chat.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, it's unique in its own little way. And it's just us just being down pretty much and talking to just having fun.
Yeah. And speaking of pizza guys, we got to talk about why people don't like pineapple on pizza.
Yes, we do. But I don't know.
Should we say
we both like pineapple on pizza.
We do. We love it.
And we'll admit that openly right now.
Right. We can't sit here and talk about why you like it and why I don't, because I love pineapple on pizza.
We both love it. It's so good. So here's what I think. There's a sweet, juicy fruitiness in the pineapple.
Yeah.
That goes really well with the
marinara sauce?
With the hot marinara that's below the cheese.
That's what I think.
There's some kind of combo there that's really good.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. People
are disliking right now.
I have a bud on Twitch. If he ever finds out or watches this podcast, he knows his name. He hates pineapple on pizza, and his whole chat knows that he hates pineapple on pizza.
It's so good, though.
It's so good, and you know it, buddy, and you know it.
Yeah, you do. Whoever that is that you're talking to,
he knows.
You'll
figure it out.
He ought to know.
I'm looking straight into the camera right now. You know it's good.
You dirty dog. You know it. Admit it.
You know who I'm talking to, buddy.
You know who you are, buddy.
I won't say your name just yet.
Well, now I feel like I know who it is.
Yeah. You should know who it is. You should. I'm kind of getting comfortable here, man.
Yeah, it's not a bad couch. Yeah. Actually, this couch.
I'm getting into a comfortable position.
My parents have these good friends, and they had this couch at one point. Basically my dad's best friend. Mm-hmm. He owned this couch, but then he goes for a couch upgrade. This is a big sectional, but we've got a table in between.
Right in between, yeah.
And there's another piece of the sectional that you can't see.
Yeah, it's like curved.
Right.
Curved corner piece.
It's flat, and then it curves, and it goes flat again.
It's like a corner piece to a sectional.
Right, is what he's sitting in. But this couch started out as his couch. It's like a super nice couch. It's just been heavily used. Mm-hmm. So it started out as his couch. He upgraded to a new couch. So then he gave this couch to my sister.
Gotcha.
Who worked for him at the time. And then she kept this couch, and her dogs were all over it all the time. And then he got a new couch a few years later. So then he's giving away his last couch. Mm. And sectionals are expensive. Mm-hmm. Especially a big one like this. So then whenever he gives that couch to my sister, she gives this couch to me.
Gotcha.
And it had dog hair all over it and everything.
Yeah.
Which it's not really an issue anymore.
Right.
I've had it for years.
A lot of people tend to like leather couches, which I can understand for cleaning purposes.
Right.
But I always love like a fabric couch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like it doesn't really get warmer. Cold.
Right.
But it is a little harder to keep clean, you know? You have to kind of watch it, but
those leather, because it's always
the leather can always, it's always falling apart from like sun damage, like from the windows being open or
it's
something.
Just fake leather.
It's fake leather, like you said, pleather.
If it was real leather, it would be great, but it would be like $4,000 for a giant sectional. that was real leather.
Which some people
would be about. Like us in the future when we're multi-billionaires off of podcasting. We'll have full leather couches made out of just the world's biggest cow.
Biggest cow.
Each piece of the couch is just all the leather from a cow, stretched all the way around like some kind of pastry.
And it's gotta be like a dairy cow too, like black and white.
Yes, it has to look like a straight up cow.
No brown, like dark brown coloring. I want black and white cow couch.
It has to look like a couch straight out of Texas. Like it has to just look like
it is
black and white.
The dairy cow couch.
Yeah, the dairy couch.
Good one.
Yeah,
dairy couch.
Couch.
You gotta prolong the couch too.
Right.
Yeah, with a W.
Couch.
CACOWCH. The couch.
Yeah. The couch.
The couch. That's good, man.
We're not sitting on a couch right now. We're just sitting on a couch.
We're sitting on the couch.
Which is currently the Monkey Gland couch. At least these two pieces of the section.
I mean, we work with what we have.
Yeah.
And
which is currently this couch.
And it looks good on camera and it feels comfortable.
It is a pretty decent couch. I mean, it started out as a great couch. It's just been through a lot, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, you have some topics if you want to.
Oh, yeah. We got some topics.
We had a few things we wanted to talk about.
The first one we can talk about is how our Thanksgivings were.
Oh, yeah. You go first. Tell me, do you guys have, like, Thanksgiving traditions? What kind of foods do you guys normally do?
We don't really have any, like, Thanksgiving traditions. I mean, it just depends, you know. I usually go to my mom's side of the family, then I go to my dad's side of the family, and like later in the day. So around like noonish, I'd go to my mom's side of the family, and you know we hang out as a family. And she usually makes like her famous pumpkin pie. That's basically the tradition.
Famous pumpkin pie,
which I love pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is like the best pie. I tried apple pie last night for the first time. Hey,
it's not.
Saw that.
It's not the best pie.
It is the best pie to me.
It's fine.
I tried apple pie last night for the first time. It was really good. I think your mom made that pie, right?
Apple pie, yeah.
It was really good.
Well, no. That was like a store-bought pie, I think.
Oh. Well, still good.
But that pie is massive.
It's like, huge.
That pie is like this big. No joke. Like, I mean, that's a big old pie. It's like at least 2 pies.
It was huge. But, yeah. So I do that. I go to my grandma's. Eat the pie. Eat the ham. Pineapple ham, whatever. All the good toppings. Deviled eggs, you know. All the Thanksgiving food.
Wait. Pineapple ham?
Yeah. She cooks.
Eat pineapple for Thanksgiving?
She cooks on top of her ham pineapple.
Oh, okay. So like a roasted pineapple.
Yeah, she roasts
like a ring,
right?
Like a
whole
pineapple.
The pineapple rings. She puts a lot of the pineapple rings on top.
On top of the ham.
And she bakes the ham.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Which is really good. It gives it a really good flavor.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. And then after that, I go to my dad's side of the family, and they'd have the same food, you know. They usually they don't do a lot of pies. They do like banana pudding and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And then we do a lot of poker over there. I think I told you that.
Yeah.
We play a lot of poker, and I started out with $2. Whenever I first started playing, I put $2 in for me, you know, and we just go with like quarters. We play with quarters, dimes, and nickels.
So you don't use chips. You use the actual.
We use quarters, dimes, and nickels.
Right.
You know, you usually do a quarter ante up if you're the dealer, and you know you can bet with dimes, nickel, quarter max bet.
Okay.
But yeah, at the end of the night, I came out with like $20, man. I was like $18 in profit, which is pretty awesome.
Especially, I mean, that's killer in general, but especially when you're playing adult men that like have
I wasn't playing against kids. Like they've been playing poker their whole lives.
Right.
I've been playing poker my whole life too, but I haven't really been like I wasn't good when I was young.
Right, because you were a kid.
I was a kid.
Kids are terrible at poker.
Right. I'm just now starting to like kind of like really get good at it. You know, I'm not the best. I'm not no champion. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I'm really loving poker. Always loved poker.
Yeah, I used to have poker nights pretty regularly.
Yeah, and I was at a couple of them.
Yeah,
I can't wait to do that again after stupid COVID. But
I know I need to get back into poker nights. Hopefully within the next few months we can have a poker
Maybe you could do a poker stream.
That would be fun.
That would be cool.
I actually thought about that, but I'm not sure.
You know how it would work, or how many people would show up?
I guess both. I don't know. I think I could get the people for it.
But you don't know how it would
work. Would it be camera over the shoulder that sees my cards and no? You know what I mean? Like, how is or does it need to be a multiple camera setup? There's my hands. I mean, can you even?
It's almost like you need like a professional poker table with the cameras in the table so they can see. Yeah. But who's gonna buy
no, not me.
A poker setup just for that?
That would be dope, though. I mean, that would be a pretty cool
Man,
setup.
I love. That's how I love. I like watching poker sometimes, just because those cool cameras, you can see their hands, everybody's hands,
and they just all just look like poker players.
Everybody's got their hoods on,
the sunglasses,
their jackets, their collars popped up,
and they're mean mugging. On.
They're mean mugging, man,
the whole time.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of those poker tournaments, they're like making millions in one game.
Just one match, dude.
It's incredible.
And I don't know how many matches does a professional poker player play? Like, how many games do they play? Now, I don't know if they're called matches. Like at a tournament or whatever? Well, like, I'm not saying that. Like, how many poker games do they play in like a year?
Oh,
like,
gosh.
If they're making millions each game, how much do they want to risk?
Well, they're not always making millions, though. Like, just when they're at the tournament, you know?
Right, yeah.
And to get there, you have to be known as, like, the best.
Right, yeah, I guess so.
So, I mean, the poker tournament, I don't know exactly. I don't really watch them a lot. But is it like 6 people?
I'd say it's a full table.
You know? Right. I don't know, but I mean, if there's that game being televised for millions of dollars and there's 6 people there, you got to be one of the top 6 poker players, you know, at least in the, you know, in that skill range and in that area or whatever.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So you got to make a name for yourself. So you got to be playing a lot of poker, man.
Yeah.
And playing some high stakes games.
Yeah. Poker is just super interesting to me, man. I mean, I understand, you know.
You play Texas Hold'em, that's what I always play. Or do you play 5 card?
I play 5 card, 7 card, 7 card. You know, they don't usually play a lot of Texas Hold'em at my dad's side of the family when we do Thanksgiving or whenever I'm over there. But I know how to play Texas Hold'em.
I like Texas Hold'em a lot. I used to play 5 card mostly when I was younger, but
we play a lot of 5 card, 7 card, and then like 5 card stud, which is like you don't see any of your cards.
Right.
And then you do 7 card stud, you don't see any of your cards.
Texas Hold'em is just really fun to me.
Right, it's a classic, you know.
Right, yeah.
It's the classic poker game.
Right.
It really is.
Yeah, that's just when I think of like Wild West, like some old Texas outlaws playing poker, they're playing Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 card, but probably Texas Hold'em. I mean, all poker's fun.
It is, yeah. And
card games in general.
My dad's side of the family, they like to do a lot of wild card stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, the dealer gets to pick the wild card.
Right.
For the hand, which is cool sometimes. But most of the time they'll just do regular 5 card.
Right. Well, what do you think about we know card games are fun. What do you think about like different board games and stuff? Do you think it's a novelty that's fun when you're a kid, or do you just still like board games?
I love board games in general. I loved them when I was a kid, but I still think I'm gonna love them just as much, maybe even more. Yeah. As an adult.
I like board games a lot, and I had a friend group that I kind of played board games with.
I don't play them as much as often. As often as
I don't either, as much as I did, even just like a year ago, 2 years ago. Well, a year and a half. I was playing a lot of board games back then.
Right. I feel like I can enjoy them more now, though, than when I was a kid, just because, you know a lot more.
And you have more of an attention span.
Right, exactly.
The kid is like
I feel like I can enjoy a Monopoly game way more now than I could when I was 11 or 12.
Yeah, dude, I got that Star Wars Monopoly over there those monkeys are playing on.
Yeah, Monopoly is so fun.
Monopoly is more fun than you would think it would be. You'd think it's notorious for being a long game.
It is a long game.
Makes people kill each other.
Right.
But it's fun in the meantime.
It is, yeah. A lot of people have different rules in Monopoly. I don't know how everybody plays, but I just play the regular way.
I think I played mostly by the rules, but I don't know. Who's gonna? It's a huge rule book, you know.
It is.
Who's gonna read this massive rule book for any board game? If you can't summarize your board game rules in a few sentences, people aren't going to follow them.
Right, exactly. Definitely.
I like Sorry.
Sorry?
And Candyland? You ever play Candyland?
I played Candyland, not that much. It's a classic board game, though, that I know of.
I haven't played in years, but I did like Candyland.
I do remember playing Sorry, though. Mm-hmm. How does that game go again?
It's like there's a board with like edges around the outside.
Right.
Like 4 sides. And you go along one side, rolling a dice. And once you get all the way back around to your thing, you go into it.
Right.
No, it's drawing a card, not rolling a dice. I lied. It's drawing a card. But then some of the cards are sorry card, which means you get to take a dude out of your start and like go and kill some other player anywhere on the board that you want.
Oh, okay. And it takes their pawn out.
Knock their piece off, and it takes their pawn back to start.
Okay.
That's the sorry card, which is like the whole point, the whole shindig.
Yeah, right.
But then you just want to get your 4 pieces to do one lap and go into your like finishing little shoot there.
Okay, gotcha.
It's fun though.
Yeah.
What about Twister?
I always played Twister, but that was more of like a church thing for me. We did a lot of Twister at like church like events and stuff, or just like school kind of deal.
Yeah,
I never really played Twister at home.
Yeah,
I always played at school with like all my friends or at church with my church friends.
Right. I don't know. I feel like Twister's cool, but the older you get, the less likely you are to play Twister.
Yeah, Twister's like, I mean, trying to put 3 grown dudes on a Twister mat. I mean,
and there's a lot of fight's gonna break out. Man.
Yeah, it's a lot of space. You could fit like 4 or 5 kids on a little Twister mat.
Yeah. I don't know though.
Some kids are over there doing handstands and stuff on these things.
But as far as adults go, I mean, it's got to be like, it's a 2-person game, I think.
Yeah.
You don't want more than 2 people playing Twister.
Yeah, it's
unless you're drinking, game. Then you can have maybe like 4.
Right. Yeah.
But at that point, everybody's falling over because you don't. It's hard to lean forward anyway, and like put your hands on the ground while you're doing stuff like different.
You catch a cramp, man.
Yeah, and all the blood goes to your head.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And
I say this as if I've played a lot of Twister lately. Or Drunk Twister, which I've never played. I don't know, but
you might have played some Drunk Twister that you don't know of.
Oh no, that could. Hopefully that video doesn't get out, man.
Hopefully not.
I don't know. I don't think my friends are really into Twister.
So what about you? You have any topics that you like to talk about?
You got them all on your list?
I believe there's like 2 more left. Christmas decorations.
Yeah. For that one, I just want to say, when do you think is the right time the Christmas decorations should go up?
A lot of people think the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But I usually do mine November 1st.
Okay. So you're on that end of the spectrum.
Right. I'm like more of like, I keep my tree up November 1st to like this, like November 1st kind of deal.
November 1st? All year? November 1st to November 1st? Is that what you just said?
Well, no, I said, November 1st to...
That's 12 months.
To January 1st.
Okay.
So like a couple days past Christmas, I'll keep my.
So as soon as Christmas is up, you're ready.
Yeah.
To get that
like a couple days after Christmas. You know. What about you? How long do you keep your Christmas tree up after?
Well, normally I put mine up somewhere around Thanksgiving. Today I did it, or this year anyway, I did it on Thanksgiving.
Which a lot of people do.
Which I might have done last year. Maybe that's my new tradition. I didn't even know it was starting.
Yeah.
But when do I take them down? Whenever I get
Just
to it.
Depends on when you feel like it, right?
If it's January 1st and I want to take them down, then I would. But usually I'd say mid-January, maybe the second week of January.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know though. The way my family is, especially this year, I went over there and helped them put decorations up because they needed help. Because they've got like a 12 or 14 foot tree or something.
I saw that. Yeah,
it's massive, and they just have a ton of decorations to go up. Mm-hmm. Every room in that house is filled with decorations. Mm-hmm. Which you guys saw in the back of one of my IRL streams if you follow me on Twitch.
Right.
Perkiner13. But
a quick plug.
Yeah, it's a quick plug. Like mid-October, all of their house is covered in Christmas stuff. Before Halloween.
Wait, so
a lot of people
their stuff's been up since October.
Mid-October.
Their Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some people think it's like sacrilegious.
So what about their Halloween stuff? What did they do? When did they take that down?
There was no Halloween stuff.
So
it was just
they're not big on Halloween.
Not huge. No, they never really have been.
So what about like a fall decoration kind of thing? Not even.
Maybe there used to be like fall, like a what's it called? Like a wreath.
A wreath, yeah. But they're all Christmas pretty much half the year.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like mid-October, which I would say used to be first week of November.
Yeah, that's what I.
But this year it was mid-October. Sometimes I'd say sometimes it is pretty. Semi-regularly, it has been before Halloween, probably.
Wow.
This year, it was way before Halloween. But then, I don't even know if it doesn't even come down until February, or... I feel like... My birthday's in March, and I feel like there's probably been Christmas decorations up on my birthday before.
Wow.
My family loves Christmas.
Wait, January? 3 months after...
Yeah.
3 months after Christmas. That's getting into springtime right there, buddy.
I think as long as there's still frost outside... You're fine.
Well, I've seen frost in the I've seen frost in the morning sometimes in warm days. Like,
well, then throw that tree back up.
Throw that tree back up, buddy.
I don't know. I used to have a 3-foot tree, which is great to put up. It's like this big, you know.
Yeah, that's what I have on my Twitch stream.
Right. I was hoping I still had one of those to put in the back of my stream. I couldn't find it. I have this 6-foot tree.
Your regular size tree, right there.
Or actually, I guess it's a 7-foot tree according to the box, which is not behind the camera.
I'm just trying to look at the box that's holding up
I'm just referencing
the support for the camera.
But I don't know. I put it up, but it looks terrible because I didn't do anything with it.
You haven't pulled the branches out or anything yet.
I didn't fluff it. I didn't put bulbs on it. only half the lights work.
But
I just threw it up vertical.
It is a spinning tree, like you said, right?
Yeah,
does it still
motorized.
spin?
It does.
Does it still work?
It does mostly.
Mostly.
It seems to kind of get into a kink and stop sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is like, just the motor is just old and weak.
Yeah.
And if anything happens, like one of the branches catches the wall a little bit, it's enough to stop the motor.
So it's pretty weak.
Yeah, so it has to have full clearance.
Right. Yeah.
For spinning, definitely. So I don't know. You know, you can just always turn it off. I have it off right now. It's not just always spinning. And it's been slow. It's not like it's trying to take off over there.
Gotcha. So what about your streaming experiences?
Man.
Talking about Twitch streams, you know.
Right. It's really been... See, what is it? Is this going into my 4th month of streaming, right? Because it'll be my 3rd month.
No, you're going into your 3rd month.
Well, because my 1st month I wasn't affiliate.
That's right.
So
your 4th month streaming.
Right. It's going to be starting.
You're going into your 4th month streaming. Yeah.
Right. And since I've started streaming, I've been streaming a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Like pretty much all I do is work and stream, or do something else for the stream, like getting scenes and layovers and all kinds of random crap, set up overlays, making all this stuff. If I'm not working or streaming, I've been doing one of those things pretty much.
So what made you want to get back into it? We've talked about this before, you know.
Right, but not. Well, like 2 years ago, I streamed like 2 or 3 times.
Right, which I remember.
With you when we played PUBG.
Right.
I think they were all PUBG streams.
They were PUBG streams.
But I don't know exactly how that started, how I got into that. But I don't know. I've always loved video games.
Do video games?
And I like watching a lot of different streams, and I thought it'd be something that I would enjoy and be good at.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I did it a few times, and then I don't know. I guess because I started working at Toyota, like right then, maybe that's why I stopped. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just because I was too busy and tired.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know. And then, I guess 4 months ago, I was dog sitting or house sitting at my sister's house.
Right.
Taking care of some dogs. Those dogs.
Right, dogs.
Long pause there. They're evil. At least one dog is. My sister's dog is evil. The other one that I took care of, which was her friend's dog, not as bad.
Gotcha.
My sister's dog, pure evil.
He loves you.
Well, yeah, he loves me, sure, but he's pure evil, which I'm sure you'll hear more about as time goes on. In future podcasts, I'll probably also reliving the pain of taking care of that dog, which I used to live with when me and my sister lived together.
Right, I remember
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was right after our Florida trip.
That's right.
Because in Florida, we were talking to each other about streaming, and I was talking about, man, I'd love to get back into it or get into it for real this time.
Right, and I was like, yeah, you definitely
And you were talking about how you missed it because you had just taken a break.
I was taking a break for a while.
And I kept telling you, man, you got to get back into it. You got to get back streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we got back, you started streaming again.
Uh-huh.
And once I was taking care of my sisters, normally me and Kade play games together.
Usually it's whenever we're playing games, we're playing it together.
Usually, yeah.
Usually.
But since I was at my sister's house and I didn't want to set up my Xbox and everything to stay there for 3 days.
Right.
And I was still... No, I was sleeping. I was going to say I was sleeping at my house, but I was sleeping at her house.
Yeah, you were.
So I didn't have to drive home and then back there. But I was just watching your streams on the TV down there.
The old DayZ streams, right?
Yeah, you were playing DayZ. And you were just messing around, talking to Chad and stuff. And I was watching the entire streams, 6 hours, just because I had nothing else to do, and I was having a great time in there.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
I guess I saw it on your Snapchat, probably.
Yeah,
that you said you were live.
I used to post a lot about when I went live on Snapchat.
Right.
And I don't usually do that a lot anymore. I don't know why, but I just don't.
I only do when I have an IRL stream because it's kind of special. I want people to know about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Other than that, anybody that wants to know about my regular streams already follows me on Twitch.
But yeah, so that's what wanted you to get back into streaming.
Yeah, that was watching your stream and just having such a good time being part of the community from that side made me really want to get into back into the community from the other side.
Right, yeah, definitely. It's fun time, man.
Yeah, so
streaming is awesome.
Adam Spanky was my brother. He was my first follower on Twitch all those years ago, and you were my second. I had 2 followers.
Right, yeah.
Well, then Dylan followed me before I even started streaming when I was in your stream chatting.
That's right.
Because he was in there too, or you were talking to him or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So going into streaming, I had 3 followers already. So I'm like, oh, I'm killing it. You know?
Yeah, you were killing it, definitely.
So yeah, you and Adam, Spanky, and Kadester, I should say. Spanky, you guys have been following me on Twitch for years, and I was just completely inactive.
Years, yeah, we have been.
I was completely inactive, but you never unfollowed. What a guy.
I never did.
What a guy, man. You must have seen me on there so many times as offline, and you're like, this chump.
I don't ever see the people that are really offline on there very much. They're all the way at the very bottom, so I don't ever notice them. And I don't go through my follower list, like, looking and, like, just scouting out the people I want to just unfollow. People
that terminate.
Terminate you.
Well, I don't even think I had, like, a profile picture, probably, or anything.
You had the Twitch, the custom, the default Twitch profile picture, just the outline of a stick figure or whatever.
Yeah. But, man, I've had a blast with streaming. It's been awesome. And especially with this whole virus thing,
mm-hmm.
I hardly see my friends, I am into an indoor soccer league now that I play with a lot of my friends and some of my brother's friends. We threw this indoor team together. We play indoor soccer. That's a blast to get back into soccer. And it's also shown me that I'm out of shape.
Which is the Slick Daddy Squad, right?
The Slick Daddy Squad is the name of our soccer team.
What a name.
Yeah, it's excellent.
The Slick Daddy Squad.
We have fun, and we play against teams that are way overqualified. It's
and they beat you down.
It's insane.
They play unfair.
Yeah, they do, but the ref is too lazy to call.
The refs are on their side.
Ref, if you're watching this podcast, man, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Just thanks.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Are you the ref?
I don't know why I said you're welcome. I said you're welcome I was actually
Do you wear, like, one of those fake fat suits and play the ref? He's about a foot shorter than you.
Or no, like, what was that show? What was that movie?
Like Santa Claus? Where Tim Allen wears a big fat suit? That's a good movie.
That is a good movie.
Anyway, what was I saying?
Something about the refs.
This is a good time to introduce Monkey Glandgents.
Right, okay, yeah. Talk about the Monkey Glandgents. I'll talk about it last time.
Well, all there really is to say about it on our last pilot, which didn't exist.
Our last pilot.
But all there really is to say about a Monkey Glandgent is that here on Monkey Gland Podcast, sometimes we go off on a tangent, but we don't shun that. We enforce it. We say, good, go off on a tangent. It's called a Monkey Glandgent.
Yeah.
It's something we're proud of.
Yeah. We've replaced the word tangent with glangent on this podcast. In pretty much our whole lives now.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah, we're always referencing Monkey Glandgents.
Right. Tangent no longer exists unless we're making fun of the word.
Yeah.
Because we use glangent now.
Right, the Monkey Glandgent.
Monkey Glandgent.
Which is really excellent wordplay, I think.
It is. It's great wordplay. I'm glad you and Adam came up with that word.
Anyway, I was talking about streaming, and I was talking about how you hardly get to see your friends now. Mm-hmm. At least that's the way it is for me.
Right.
I'd like to hang out with my friends a lot more, but it's hard to get to hang out with people now. People are busy
or some people who just don't want to.
Right, and then a lot of people just don't want to see other people because there's people are going back, places are going back into shutdown and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, streaming has been an excellent time for me to get super into streaming.
And it's a good way for you to hang out with your friends in a different way. A lot of your friends have came into your stream and talked to you on there.
Yes, yeah, they have.
Now that you really can't all the time hang out with them, which is a cool way for them to hang out with you while you like doing what you like to do.
Right, and also supporting
you. You have some really cool supporters on your channel and my channel.
Yeah, huge shout out to Ty, my friend Ty, who's the Samoan guy with 2 Y's on Twitch.
Right. Big shout out to Ty.
We'll have him on the podcast.
Yeah, he'll definitely be a guest on the podcast.
But yeah, big shout out to Ty and to Kade. Those are my 2 biggest supporters on Twitch for sure.
Yeah, and shout out to Anthony and Ty and everybody else that watches. Yeah,
I was gonna say there's always shout outs to all kinds of people on my channel.
Always,
so
yeah.
Everybody, shout out to everybody that supports in any way.
Yeah, you know who you are. You know if you're there every day watching the stream. So
right.
Big shout out to you guys.
Yeah, a big shout out to anybody that supports on Twitch. It's a really cool place. It's a great place to have a community and interact with it.
Yeah, I love Twitch.
We're actually we're discovering different platforms where us and our community can overlap in different ways and communicate in different ways. Because Twitch is a 2-way communication. It's live. You're communicating with your audience. They're communicating with you at the same time. And they're part of the show. As opposed to a podcast like this, we're just putting this out there, and then you guys can talk to us, and then we can reference that in our next podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So as you guys are talking to us, we're responding in the next podcast to the people that were responding to the last one, or just calling us out for stuff and whatever's going on. You know?
Right. Yeah. Definitely. But yeah, let's see. I think we got a couple more talking points here.
Yeah, man.
I think this is our last topic that we plan on talking about, but it doesn't have to be our last topic if we don't want it to be. But upcoming things we look forward to.
Oh, yeah. Like video games.
Yeah, video
TV
games
shows,
or anything in general.
Just something in life. Even.
Right, yeah.
So you can go ahead first if you have anything in mind.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to start creating more YouTube content. You've delved down into that yourself a little bit.
Well, yeah, just barely.
But I'm excited to start making some YouTube content myself. Getting into making some videos. Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, shout out to YouTube.
Yeah, shout out to YouTube. You're on YouTube right now.
This is YouTube content that you're currently watching. So
yeah,
if you're watching.
Right. I'm not sure on 100% on the content I want to make just yet. But I do know I want to make something different in the lines of like helping with streaming and like equipment wise and like giving advice on what would be good for new streamers to start using and stuff like that.
You've talked about like equipment reviews
reviews
like
and
tech reviews.
Yeah, like testing out like multiple different types of like webcams or USB mics and like giving the best ideas on what would be best for small streamers or bigger streamers, for the best price and whatnot. But it doesn't have to exactly be that. I'm still kind of deciding on what I want to do with that. That's one thing I'm really excited for, and I'm excited for TwitchCon, which I've never been to TwitchCon, but I've heard good things about it, and it's just a cool experience to go through, meet new people in the streaming community, and I've talked to you about TwitchCon, and you're still thinking about it, which I'm hoping that we will get to experience it together. But we'll see.
Yeah, when there is one.
When there is one, right? We can't be 100% sure if we're able to go just yet. But those are like my two main things I'm excited on: is the content creation that I'm going to be able to start making, and then a cool little trip that might be able to make to meet new people and that do the same thing we do.
Right? Yeah.
Twitch stream. So
yeah, I mean, as far as stuff like that goes, I think content creation is one thing that I'm very excited for.
Right.
My future on Twitch and how I can improve. There's constantly an improvement to be made. You know.
Always. You can always
either tech wise
need to be right,
or just showmanship or whatever. Which right now for me is mostly UI stuff with a lot of tech upgrades coming, like lighting stuff, audio upgrades.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
And then a camera upgrade as well. So all that kind of stuff is always really exciting to just be improving there, but also other content creation stuff, like you said, YouTube.
Right, exactly.
Getting into YouTube, just kind of making my online presence a little more polished, a little more out there,
Definitely.
So yeah, all that is definitely something that I'm excited for, but also like on a more simpler base, just like Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
That's a game that I'm really excited for.
Right.
There's a new Skyrim coming out, right? Or Elder Scrolls 6?
Is there?
Yeah.
Like an official release for Elder Scrolls 6?
Yeah. I don't know when.
I've not heard.
I haven't played any of the Elder Scrolls game, which
I know. Need to. It's a good.
I know it's terrible as a gamer. It's unacceptable. Wow. But I still have it. And I will. Maybe on stream once I get a PC. Maybe I'll. Which is another thing I should say I'm excited for.
You should be excited for that. Yeah, definitely.
I may have a PC on the way.
That'd be awesome.
In the future. Spanky is upgrading his PC, and he's going to sell me his old one.
He's upgrading to a $200 million setup.
Right. With a $500 million facility.
$500 million facility, $200 million setup.
Right.
From Spanky.
A little bit of overkill on the facility, really, if you think about it. But yeah, I mean, just the ability to have a PC would be huge for me. Right now I have this old MacBook, which I'm using to record this.
Definitely.
With, this mic that you brought.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many capabilities. There are so many capabilities, and in every way that I can have on a PC that I don't.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Otherwise,
Yeah, but you've done great with what you've had. It's
really been Thank you. It's really been a chore to.
Yeah, it is.
Not that it hasn't been enjoyable, but that there's a lot to it.
Right.
Trying to stream from Xbox.
I can only imagine. I mean, I didn't have to do that, but I couldn't imagine of what the different stuff you've had to do that I didn't have to.
Right. And there's a lot of jumping through hoops.
Right. Exactly. A lot of loopholes you have to find.
Right.
Just to be able to make your stream look
good at all.
Good at all, or look as good as it can.
Right. Right. And I'm always trying to find ways to improve my stream, which, again, once I'm on PC, there will be so many gateways that open up to improve my stream. But also, it's just going to do so much for my gaming.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't that many titles that I'm looking forward to specifically that are on PC that I can't get on Xbox. There are some.
Right.
But
it's mainly the ability, for us to play together.
Right, in all kinds of different games that don't exist on Xbox.
Right, exactly.
So that's all going to be awesome to have a PC upgrade. But again, on a simpler basis, Cyberpunk 2077 is a game I'm really looking forward to. Halo Infinite, I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, that's just any more about a game that's coming out. Usually the best I can say is hopefully it's good. Or rather, hopefully it's not terrible. Please don't be awful,
Right, we don't want it to be a letdown. I'm just excited for it not to be 2020 anymore.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool.
I'm waiting for that year to change.
That'll be cool, but man, hopefully it's better, not worse, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
hopefully 2021's better. That's what I'm looking forward to 2021 being better.
Well, that's good to look forward to we look forward to the future, We gaze upon the horizon with hope in our eyes.
That we do.
But yeah, I've been watching The Mandalorian season 2,
which you've been telling me to watch, which I haven't yet.
Which you should watch.
I definitely need to.
So yeah, I get to be a little bit excited for that every Friday, for a new episode coming out.
Right. When's that air? Like Saturdays or Mondays? Fridays. It airs on Fridays.
It airs Friday at 1 a.m, which is too late for me. So I just watch it in the morning before work, or I try to, but then I don't get up in time. So then I just go to work and then I watch it after work.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's a little something every week, because we're in the middle of the season right now. Mm-hmm. Obviously, once that's up. But I'm looking forward to the second season of The Witcher, which is a Netflix series that isn't perfect, but is quite good. I do enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So season 2 of The Witcher, which I think is set to come out 2021.
Yeah, I think it's
at some point, maybe early 2021. Mm-hmm. So, man, what are some other things that we're really excited for? Do you have anything else that really comes to mind?
I'm trying to think, man. I'm excited for. I don't know, honestly.
He doesn't know.
I don't know what I'm excited for.
Breaking news. Do you have any series that you've been watching right now? Shows or movies or even just reading books or
I've been rewatching The Walking Dead like usual, rewatching The Office like usual.
Right. Nothing new, huh?
Nothing new. I don't know why I can't get into something new, which I need to.
It's kind of hard when there's always old reliable.
Yeah, old reliable.
Right? Which is whatever shows you like.
Whatever I like. But I'm definitely going to try to... I want to try to watch all the Star Wars movies, which I haven't done.
Yeah. Dude, we need to have a marathon.
We do. We should definitely
We need to have a massive marathon and just watch all the Star Wars movies, at least all the good ones. At least all the somewhat good to good ones.
You don't want me to watch the bad ones, or should I watch the bad ones?
You should watch...
At least you think are bad ones.
Well, okay. There are a lot of Star Wars movies out there. Most of them are either extremely beloved, like the entire original trilogy for the most part is just well renowned as being amazing, Then there's the prequels, which at the time were not well received at all, and now have a lot more love because nostalgia and people just appreciate them in a way that they didn't when they came out.
Right.
And then there's the new Star Wars movies from Disney, some of which are alright, and some of which I think are really bad. Just really bad. So I don't really know. Those are technically canon right now, which canon means that it's official, and it's true within that universe. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like the Walking Dead comic books aren't canon in the Walking Dead show, and vice versa.
Right. Exactly.
They're each their own universe. But those Star Wars movies are canon in the Star Wars universe right now. So, to fully know everything about it, yeah, you got to watch it all. But I don't know. We would start.
I feel like I would have to know. I feel like I would have to watch.
Probably.
Even though they're not good movies in your opinion, but
I mean, some of them are good though. A couple of them are decent.
Yeah.
Sort of. But some of them are just bad, man.
Have to make sure that's sort of in there.
I mean, some of them are like, I think Rogue One's pretty good.
Rogue One, okay. What do you think's the worst one of all the newer ones?
Definitely Episode 8. This may be where our podcast starts making some enemies, by the way.
Okay.
Because some people, almost everyone has an opinion on Episode 8 that it's either the best movie ever or the worst movie ever. For some reason, there's a huge divide on that.
Okay.
To me, it's the worst movie ever. I think it's unbelievably atrocious. I think it's terrible. There are so many... I mean, just looking at problems with continuity, there are so many issues.
Gotcha.
Like, something will happen in the movie that is not possible even in that movie. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like a character will just move from here to here, and you're like, "There's teleporters? How are you doing this? This is just bad editing and stuff."
Yeah, right.
Bad directing. So
like not even like the strongest people in the Star Wars universe have ever done that before.
Right, like why are you, like, it's not even that it's supposed to be in universe. It's just bad editing, bad direct. It's just sloppy, you know.
Yeah.
And the problem with those movies is that they didn't have a storyline laid out. Mm-hmm. They were just making them movie by movie. They're like, we'll have a trilogy, which means they have planned. Well, it means they have an arc in mind, or would, for a trilogy, you know. And like the hero's journey, but instead of that, they just were making the movies one by one and hoping that they turn into a trilogy, which is obviously not how you make a trilogy, but that's what they tried to do for some reason. Anyway, maybe some podcast after we watch all these, we'll have a podcast with some of my buddies that like Star Wars a lot and know a lot about it. Yeah, like I do.
And then we'll watch them all together, and then we can all have a conversation about it at the end.
Yes, that's a good idea. Or like the next
day.
Or
before the podcast, we watch them, and then we come on to the podcast the next day.
Right, and then we talk about
what we thought about them and what I thought about them, since you guys have already watched all of them.
And then me and a couple of them will go on a huge rant.
You guys will, which you guys have.
Yes, we've gone on huge rants in the car.
Because of course you guys have your different opinions on some of them. Most of you have the same opinion.
Sort of not. I mean, depending on the friend and depending on the opinion.
Right.
Star Wars opinions go all over the place in Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true. I've listened, man. I've listened. Oh man, but yeah, I definitely need to get into Star Wars because I've been wanting to. I've been playing the Fallen Order, right?
Yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order as well.
I've been playing that game. I'm really loving it. I need to finish that here soon.
Yeah, it's been really
playing it on stream as like a playthrough. So can't wait to finish that and see what it's all about. I'm loving it so far, like I said.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's kind of it's getting me like wanting to watch the Star Wars, all the movies, and The Mandalorian and whatnot.
Mandalorian is very good, and it's very watchable as someone that doesn't know much about Star Wars.
Okay.
Like my sister watches it. She doesn't hardly know anything about Star Wars.
Right. And
she loves Mandalorian. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's a pretty good starting spot.
Right. Like, yeah. So do you think I should start Mandalorian first?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best starting spot, but if you can't get yourselves to watch the movies, then yeah, I think it's better than not starting at all. Because I think it does quite well because it's mostly like Western themes and stuff, like old Westerns. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's a decent starting spot. You don't really need to know much about Star Wars to enjoy it and understand what's going on.
Okay. Cool.
It's kind of everything you need to know is in the show for the most part, at least until recently.
Gotcha.
So I think it's good. I mean, I like it a lot.
Right.
It's probably my favorite series that's actively coming out. You know.
Right. Yeah. See, they finally announced the next season of The Walking Dead's the last season. So.
Right, which is what?
11.
11. Okay.
11, which is it's time.
Yeah.
I'll admit that it is time for The Walking Dead to end. It's kind of hard. It's heartbreaking to me in a way, but you know they've been prolonging the seasons for a couple seasons now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like 5 years probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked up to season 7. Yeah. I liked up to season 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I feel like they could have maybe squeezed into one season.
Yeah.
So maybe like 8 seasons. I feel like 8 seasons would have been perfect for The Walking Dead.
Probably.
But
yeah, not enough for
season 11. Not enough for Game of Thrones. They needed more.
Which I still haven't watched.
But yeah, season 11 is for The Walking Dead to be the last season, which is This is good for The Walking
Are you
Dead.
heartbroken though?
I am heartbroken.
A little bit.
But it's like bitter. It's like a bittersweet moment for me. So I'm kind of excited that it's their last season, but they're gonna be making movies. So
yeah,
I'm excited for the movies.
I don't know. Do you think it'll translate well?
I don't know.
You know, like is it gonna make for a bad movie?
I hope not, but it is possible.
I mean, I've been quite a fan of The Walking Dead. At least I was in high school.
You were.
Sure.
You definitely were. Yeah, I remember us talking about that.
I mean, I'm up to like season 9 at least.
Season 9?
And then I'm still behind. I might be like halfway through season 10. Or maybe it was halfway through season 9. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm either a half a season behind or like a season and a half behind.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure which it is.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, I've kind of been enjoying the most recent, or at least whenever I was watching it, whatever that was a long time ago. I was kind of enjoying the most recent season more than like the 2 or 3 before that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
which is...
It's... I won't say much about what's happening. I'll just say they're in the snow.
Okay, yeah, then that's like pretty close.
Yeah.
That's like...
half a season behind, maybe?
Yeah, half a season behind.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
All right.
So I'll have to catch up on the rest of that stuff. And like Supernatural has been ending.
Is
just
it?
now. They're in their 15th season.
And
I'm like a season behind on that.
What do you think of Supernatural?
I love that show.
And do you think it's
especially the first?
You think it's
seasons.
too many seasons, or you think they're pretty good?
Or
is it a show that's like doesn't really matter about seasons?
They've gone up and down.
Up and down.
There have been excellent seasons, and then usually it's kind of how most shows go that run for a long time. I think excellent seasons is going great, and then there's like 3 seasons in a row that are kind of like it's getting worse,
right?
And then it gets better again, and then maybe they have a great one or part of a season that's great. And then they drop off back down to stuff that's not that good. It's kind of boring, or it's repetitive. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like how many storylines can you go through?
That's how it is with The Walking Dead. Very repetitive the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
They come up against this big bad group.
And then it looks like they're gonna lose.
It looks like they're gonna lose.
Then
they win. They find another bait.
And they barely
a little time goes.
Some people die.
Yeah, some people die. A couple main characters die. Role characters will die. A couple weeks, months pass by. Another group they find. And then that's just how the show's been the last couple months. And I believe that's why.
Which gets old.
Right. Yeah. They're running out of ideas.
And I feel like even since like season 3, which I think was really good.
Yeah.
But even since then,
is that the governor?
Yeah, I think that was when the governor was on. Even since then, though, it's been the same formula.
It has always been the same formula.
Same formula, which Supernatural kind of struggles with as well. But I love the universe of Supernatural, and the characters are so good. At least like the main couple.
Right.
Main couple of characters are so good that it's enjoyable. All the downtime is enjoyable. Like what would normally we call the filler episode, where it's just like Supernatural, for anybody that doesn't know, is basically, to put it extremely briefly, is a show about 2 brothers that hunt monsters and demons and stuff. And then they get tangled up with all kinds of crazy beings.
Right.
So, a new big bad guy arrives, and he's like the meanest guy from hell or something, and then he does all these terrible things, and he's trying to take over the world. Then they have to stop him. That should not have happened. That was a technical difficulty, which hopefully does not happen again. Next time I'll remember to mute my Mac, if you guys heard that.
They definitely heard it.
Actually, it was one of those monkeys.
It was the monkey.
Monkeys, turn your phone off.
Gosh dang it.
We went over this.
Darn monkeys.
The phone goes on Do Not Disturb, monkeys.
Get this guy out of here.
Unacceptable.
Get that guy out of here.
Take that monkey out back. String him up.
Show him a lesson.
Show him a lesson. Make him a lesson to the others, just like Negan would.
Right, exactly. Just like Negan would. But yeah,
who, by the way, is played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who's in Supernatural.
Is he in Supernatural?
Yeah. He's their dad.
That's awesome.
Main character's dad.
I haven't watched a lot of Supernatural. I've only watched like a couple episodes here and there.
It's a really good show. You should definitely watch like the first 5-6 seasons at least.
Yeah, I should. How many episodes are usually in a season there?
22.
That's a pretty good amount of episodes per season, man. For 15 seasons, man?
40-minute episodes.
It's a bunch of episodes.
Yeah.
Thousands.
It seems like it. There are some really great ones, though. Like, really great. And then some of them... I mean, there are like at least 10 episodes that I could just watch over and over, and they're just so good. And then there are some of them that are like, I could go a couple years without watching that again. Or maybe never again. None of them are terrible. Well, I'm sure some of them are, and I just don't really care. But they're not generally terrible, like, I can't watch this, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
They'll have their cringy moments for sure, where they're like clearly trying to say something to the audience or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. And I'm like, maybe don't.
But don't do that.
Like, come on. That's a little on the nose sometimes.
Right, yeah.
But it's a good show for the most part.
Gotcha. How far are we in here? I didn't even pay attention.
Hour 12.
Hour 12?
Hour 12 and a half.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, we are. They aren't. They're probably like 5 minutes off, right?
Yeah, probably so.
So they're more like an hour 7,
yeah,
hour 8.
Just around an hour or so.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Either way, though, I think it's been a success.
It has been.
I definitely look forward to releasing our original pilot.
Dude, I'm excited.
This is the pilot part 2, by the way.
Right. It'll be a while before we release it, but I'm super excited about that. Releasing the original pilot.
I had a good time listening to it.
Dude, the listening part was amazing. I had a great listening.
Yeah, re-listening to it was pretty great.
Mm-hmm. That was a great first episode, like first pilot episode.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. We kind of talked or thought about, should we still release it as our pilot and then record a second episode now? But I don't know. I mean, we kind of just came to making a brand new pilot of a new first episode, which is what you're watching or listening to right now.
Right, exactly.
But we had less technical difficulties this time than last time.
Yeah, we did.
We had some last time.
What was our technical difficulties last time?
It was mostly with my Mac, having to restart it, or like...
Oh, yeah, it was just getting your computer set up.
Yeah, we had to update it, and it was completely dead. It hadn't been turned on like a year.
Like, we opened that computer that day, and we had to, like, do so many updates, and, like, I think we factory reset your whole thing.
Probably.
Your whole computer. I mean, for the best, thing was slow.
Yeah.
It was going slow.
It still is pretty bad. I mean, it's just old.
It's an old laptop, dude.
It's just old, and Apple products aren't made to last.
Mm-mm.
But, yeah, now we got the camera for YouTube.
We do, man.
Which is cool.
I'm glad we did that this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Great for YouTube content. And
we got my streaming lights all set up for this now.
Definitely, right.
And then we've got the same mic we used last time.
Yeah, the Blue Yeti.
But this time we have kind of a studio.
Right, and it's got more of like a homey feel.
Yeah, I think it does, and I think the lighting works for the most part. But
yeah,
I'll be interested and excited to have a guest on.
Oh, me too.
And
definitely.
See, do we need to take the camera back?
Right.
To have a wider view, to have a third guy on the couch or whatever?
Maybe we do.
I'm not sure.
But we'll see.
What are we going to do if we still have one mic?
I'd say, but I'm going to try to work hard. I say we try to work hard on by the time we have a guest.
To have a second mic?
By have at least 2 mics.
At least 2. Well,
I'd say this mic is good for two people.
Yeah, I think it is too.
And then if you end up getting a mic, it's good for one.
Right, and I think I am going to get a podcasting mic, which is part of my hardware update that's coming around Christmas.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, maybe
a lot of big stuff coming around the holidays this year.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys notice some big changes maybe. We'll see.
especially on the stream side.
On the stream side. And like we said, if you're just not listening to the podcast for the first time, definitely come take a look at either mine or Anthony's channel.
Yeah. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to kind of call it here and do our plugs and whatnot?
It's like you said, like you said in the last episode. If you think it's a good time,
you're right. If you think it's a good time, then it's a good time.
Then it's a good time.
All right, you go ahead and do your shindig, or you can just do your plugs if you want to plug your socials. Or
plug for my socials. Okay, yeah. So my socials for on Instagram is I don't know, maybe Kadester Live, and same on Twitter is Kadester Live.
Don't look at me, man. I don't know.
I know. Sometimes I forget my socials, guys. And then my YouTube, I haven't uploaded anything, but maybe by the time you guys watch this, I have. It's just Kade Hicks, my full name. You should be able to spell it, but if you don't, it's Kadehix. Kade Hicks at YouTube. That's it. And that's all my socials. Thanks you guys for hanging out on the podcast.
Did you have your Twitch?
Twitch is Kadester00.
That's his main.
That's my main thing, dude. I didn't even mention Mike.
He's Kadester00.
Kadester00 on Twitch. Kadester Live on Twitch and Instagram. No, not. Kadester Live on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, God.
I'm falling apart right now.
What has he done?
Kadester Live on Twitter and Instagram.
He needs a nap.
YouTube, Kade Hicks. And that's it, man. That's all my socials for my social media.
Yeah. I'm Perkinator13 on Twitch, most importantly, which is PERKINATOR13 on Twitch, on Instagram, on Twitter, and then more importantly than either of those, follow us on the Monkey Gland podcast. Keep up with us.
Exactly.
You're listening to this podcast or you're watching it on YouTube somewhere, but it's going to be on pretty much every platform. Anywhere where
you guys are listening to on your preferred platform right now.
So. Right, probably. unless you found it on YouTube. And if you want audio-only versions, you can find it wherever podcasts are found for the most part. I
mean, Monkey Gland Podcast.
Monkey Gland Podcast.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever else,
It probably won't be on Google Podcasts for like the first month or so.
Probably not.
But then it will be. But it'll be everywhere else. So anywhere you listen to podcasts, look us up. Monkey Gland Podcast. We are Monkey Gland Podcast on YouTube as well, which you may or may not know. This is like, I don't know whether I speak to my YouTube audience that's watching or the audio audience. Probably audio.
Probably, yeah, the audio.
But anyway, we're Monkey Gland Pod on Instagram and Twitter. We don't have a Monkey Gland Pod Twitch. Maybe we'll do that one day. I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not. I don't think we would.
We each have our audiences for that.
We'll put our Monkey Gland Pod link in our Twitch, in both of our Twitch bios or whatever.
Yeah, as soon as this episode's up.
So,
but also, if you want to send anything in, if you've made artwork, if you want to just talk to us, if you have questions, comments, concerns, whatever, it's monkeyglandpod@gmail.com if you want to email us.
Definitely.
Hit us up. We would love to hear from you.
To die. It popped up an alert message. We'll have to look at that here in a second.
Okay, hopefully that's nothing bad.
Yeah, I'd say hit us with our outro and we should be good, man.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So, okay, yeah. Well, thanks for watching. I think that kind of was the outro, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for... sorry. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening and watching.
We're used to streaming. We're streamers. We're used to saying thanks for watching.
Right.
Thanks for hanging out.
But if you are on YouTube, thanks for watching as well.
Right. But otherwise, thank you for listening to the Monkey Gland Podcast. This has been our first episode. And our second episode. Tune in next time for our second episode, which is our third episode.
Right.
And then that's going to mess up our lineup for all of eternity.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Peace out, guys.